Welcome back to Luca the podcast. Here we are in Barcelona at the Miiro Borneta. I am extremely pleased to have here in front of me one of the most visionary of our industry. He's a powerhouse of creativity when it comes to cocktail and experience. Please let me welcome Marc Álvarez. Ciao, Marc.
Thank you so much.
It's nice to have you here. It's a great
My
pleasure.
pleasure.
I'm really pleased, and you are wonderful. As I was saying earlier, like it's above and beyond cocktail, whatever. You know, my heart is always beating for you. You are a great human being, and I'm really pleased to have you here. And today, I would like you to unfold everything has been your past until to this day.
Super. So let's get naked.
All right, I will start with that. Well, every story has a beginning, right?
Mhm.
And I know that you always stated the fact that you always been obsessed about mixologies, about hospitality, bartending. How everything started?
Well, starts quite early when I was 15 years old working in Costa Brava. My first job was cleaning plates and washing glasses in a nice restaurant in just next to Blanes. So, well, it was a was a very nice and interesting starting point because I can at that moment I felt the real hospitality and the real job, no. So was interesting because of course was a way to pay my university degree and to pay your drive license, all these kind of things, that because I was born in a lovely working class family. So at home we didn't have the resources enough to pay my university degree, and it was don't worry, I can work. I mean, I can work and study at the same time, and I was doing that for nearly 10 years. So it was nice, and well, I get the first experience in the hospitality, and I started being in love with this amazing job and this amazing profession that is the hospitality and bartending the last maybe 25 years. So that's it.
When do you think you really clicked and you felt like, I really want to be a bartender? What has been the person or the time or the moment or the thing that actually said, I clicked? That's it. That's what it will be.
I don't think that is a moment, or I don't think that is a specific guest. I think that I was starting to understand that bartending was an amazing job, an amazing concept, because sometimes when you prepare a drink, no, and it's the first time that you get a new customer and you prepare a new drink that is special for this guest, and that moment that the guest is having the drink and tasting for the first time, and this person is getting the expectations covered from you, and you don't have that much time to create or to do something specific. You don't have time, like when you prepare a cocktail challenge, for example, you have 3 months to prepare a recipe. Sometimes it's a very short business. It's, I like this, and this, make me something, and you have 5 minutes, and you don't have that much more. And that moment that the people drinks this first sip, and you see this face, and recognize you're successful in preparing that drink for that guest. I think it's something magical. It's like doing something. It's like the first kiss of your life, once again and again and again and again and again. So that's amazing. And even
One kiss at the time, like the
yeah,
sip.
it's like, but no, it's this first impression, this first connection with somebody. No, that imagine that your connection every day is the first kiss with your girlfriend. It's amazing, because sometimes with the routine, you know, but when I get a new customer and you prepare something and they taste the drink and wow, wow, that's nice, that's what I want, and that's what I really enjoy, that's amazing.
I love the way how you express it, and I tell you why. For two things.
It's very romantic, by the way.
It's super.
Maybe it's not that technical, but it's super romantic.
It's super romantic, and your body language is so Italian. So
Yeah.
I think you are getting there. You're getting there. And also the third thing is that you are a big Negroni lovers. Why?
Yes.
Is that?
Well, in that first business, in that first job that I had, Thursdays were the cleaning day. So I was cleaning a forgotten shelf in the bar of the restaurant, and I found a book, "The Best Cocktails of New York." It was a very tiny book, very small, with a few classics, and a cocktail shaker on the side. And I auto-identify as a creative person because I'm always curious about things, no? And I see that book and I said, let's take a look, no? Cocktails, what's that? Because at that time, with 15 years old, I mean, you don't know too much about life, no? So I was starting reading the book and seeing that there's a lot of ingredients that I never see, I never heard about, and of course I don't have in the bar. But finally, I found the page of the Negroni and say, Jimmy Montecapari, wait a second, I have it on the shelves. Let's try it. Why not? And I tried my first Negroni, probably unbalanced and probably not properly done. And I tasted like, wow, this is shit. And really, somebody is paying this because it's too boozy, it's too bitter. It's something that, because at that time probably I was drinking whiskey and ginger ale or piña colada, whatever, no?
Different profile of cocktail.
Absolutely, not anything to compare with now, and well, finally, after time doing the Negronis, because the recipe was very simple, no, equal parts of three things that nearly you can get in any supermarket. So I started to drink it. Probably the first 10, 15 times I didn't enjoy it that much, but Negroni was with me nearly all my life, in the good moments, in the bad moments, but always with me.
Ah,
Yeah.
that is a good thing. That is a
Yeah.
good thing. So you next step, you're gonna get Italian passport. Be
Please, I
ready for
deserve
that.
it. So sorry. Italian government, please give me the passport because I deserve
La
it.
Repubblica Italiana
Please.
in a nazionale. But no, that's is unbelievable. And what really got my attention, especially when I went through your bio and everything you've been doing. You have so many experiences, completely different in certain aspects, from a time range which is massive. But would you like to tell us what has been the experience that really like resigned with you? Of course, before Sips, because it's your own place, but that you really like, you feel like, has been wonderful in every, or negative as well, like it can be both.
Well, I think it's a clear answer. I think that the ideas that it was the bar manager of elBarri group, that was the different restaurants and bars that the Albert and Ferran Adrià brothers had in Barcelona. Uh, I can tell that is the moment. I mean, it's the uh, impact in my career that probably I'm gonna take for all my life, because was Tapas was very complicated, but I learned a lot. And sometimes the classical question is, you learn a lot of techniques and ingredients. Yes, but what I get from them is not how to make a siphon soda or how to make a sphere with olive puree. No, what I get is the sensitivity about the 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 magic of the hospitality that is serving guests. That was the most clear point that I could understand with this experience, and was a very I don't know if I can explain this, but I'm
Of
gonna
course,
explain it anyway because I like it.
yes, please.
When I sent the notice to Albert, I was talking with him. Albert, I want to open a project and I want to be a bartender, have my own bar, etc. He told me, okay, that's fair. I mean, it's a logical decision, but you need to tell Ferran, the big brother, that you're leaving the company. It will be nice to have a chat with Ferran about this. Okay, why not? And I get an appointment with Ferran at 8 a.m. or 8:30 a.m. in the morning. So I was closing at 3:30, and at 8 a.m. in the lab that they have at that moment in the city center Barcelona. And I just opened the door of the lab, and I heard like a voice at the end of the lab that, but what is a cocktail? But what is a cocktail? And I was completely asleep, like dead before of the last night, and Ferran came to me, and because you know what is a cocktail for you, and at that time I was shocked because I didn't at that time have a real definition of a cocktail, because I was more thinking on probably my independence and the nice thing that can be for a professional to build his own concept, no? And to be honest, I wasn't able to have a straight definition clear in less than 15 seconds. That is the time slot that Ferran gives you before it bites you.
That's short.
That's short, believe me. But it's nice because you learn a lot of this about this, because it means that if you in 15 seconds you don't have the answer, is because you don't have the
real answer.
The real answer. And I was thinking this, and Ferran told me, okay, it's very nice. Look, let's think about it. You want to open a place that is gonna sell things that you don't know the definition of this thing. So your business core, your selling unit, that is the cocktail, you're opening a place that is gonna sell that thing, and you don't have a definition about this.
It made you think a lot.
And then was tough, because I was like,
emotionally touched.
Yeah, because it's wow. You think, wow, I was planning this for the last year, and probably I made a mistake. But finally, I get my definition of a cocktail, and finally, I think that is one of the things that makes that Sips now is what it is.
I see.
Clear definition about what you are and what you do. Easy.
Simple
as this. But was something that it shocks me, because probably if Ferran don't make me this question, probably you and me, we're not being seated here today and now.
I see. That question is shake your world. In a way, like you were so sure, but from a perspective of being inside the dream, not as an outsider for a second, and it gets you that kind of like, let me see if he's really ready about it.
It's gonna be very nice. How many of our audience has its own definition of cocktail in less than 15 seconds?
I like that. Guys, comment below. If you have a definition on a cocktail, be honest with yourself. You need to think. If it's over 15 seconds, don't even write it.
Because probably it's because you never have a reflection on this concept. And you want to sell, and you want to make a business selling this concept. And well, it's something that you need to consider.
Unbelievable. What have been the biggest challenge on the creative perspective to work with the two brothers? Because what I'm imagining is like they're really on it.
And at the same time, the tough situation with elBarri was that I was surrounded for amazing people, amazing creative chefs and also bartenders. Albert changed nearly like 6-7 times a year the menus of all the restaurants, and I need to accomplish and to have the same level in the bar menu. So you know how many drinks we did in 8 years? Thousands.
I never heard something like that.
Albert was always pushing me to, we need to change the menu, and I wasn't ready to change the menu. I didn't have more ideas to put in 5 bars. And I was telling Albert, I'm running out of ideas. And he told me, the problem is that when you run out of ideas is because your creative system is not working properly. And that was when I started to do my own creative process that was as same as the Negroni all my life with me, because you should have a way, because sometimes creativity doesn't appear where you are sitting down in a sofa and a magical light from the sky touch your brain and makes a cocktail menu. No, doesn't work like this. You have creative techniques like brainstorming, hybridation, mind mapping. You have a lot of resources to enhance your creativity. The problem is that we always think that the day before changing the menu, we will have 18 amazing ideas. It's like a writer. We are surrounded about books, right? Imagine you are a writer. You need to do one successful book a year to win your money and, survive. Which is your amazing ratio? How many percentage of your creativity is outstanding? The 10%, the 20%? So if you need to write a book that is 200, 300 pages, if you only write 300 pages, only maybe the first 2 chapters will be amazing and the rest will be shit. What does it mean? That you need to write 1,000 pages to make that the 3,000 are amazing. And that's the problem about bartenders today. They think that they need to prepare a menu to have a successful menu. No. Maybe if you make 10 menus or 12 menus, you will have half menu that is going to be amazing. It's all about which is your ratio.
I love the way how you think. You need to go over your goal, otherwise you will not achieve your goal.
That's it.
And
It's
so
same in
true.
the university. You know what I learned in the university? If you study to have a B, you always have a C. So you need to study to get an A plus, and then maybe you get a B.
That's what it is. That's what
Because
it is.
probably that day you couldn't sleep because you're nervous. Probably because your teacher is well, I was about to tell a very bad word, but well, it's a motherfucker, and they give you like a very complicated question. So everything can happen surrounding. Imagine if you are a bartender in a bar. You know how many things can happen surrounding a bar. Your colleague in the bar is ill. You need to do extra hours. This month you need to do the stock taking 2 times because whatever. So there's a lot of things surrounding that is going to affect and interact directly your creativity. So you need to go over your expectations to have something that is going to be really amazing.
So you're saying you need to be over prepared
For sure.
for whatever is about to happen. And tell me, do you think this is your takeaway working with the two brothers?
Probably, yeah.
Because
To
the way
be
how you
honest,
said it, like you
Luca,
felt it.
is something that I built myself to survive inside that company. Because what happens there is if you're not good enough to be there, the team is going to isolate you. Because when probably the elephants, when they go to the in the savannah, if there's one eel, probably they need to sacrifice this eel, because if they are not running enough fast, probably one lion is gonna eat the attack them. So that's very important.
Wow. And has been for you like the core point that it really make you feel like I feel prepared. I can open my own bar, right? I know, of course, the bar you opened with Simone. We know that, but would you like to tell us, how did you get in touch with Simone before? Because I know the stories,
Well, it was a very interesting story. I was working with Albert in a project in London. We were doing a pop-up bar and restaurant in a Café Royal in Piccadilly Circus for 6 months. And we did a couple of trips to London to see what is happening around, blah, blah. And Albert is not a person that you can put it in a queue for 1 hour to wait for a table for a cocktail bar. Maybe for a restaurant, but for a cocktail bar. And I was smashed because, of course, Artisan at that time was amazingly on top and very famous. And I asked to one of my dear friends and brother, Jorge Balbontin, and Jorge, you need to help me with this. Bloody hell, Mark, because Simone, it's like a very reputed bartender. Please try to get the phone number, and I will try to text him and try to make my best, because if not, Albert is going to smash me. Okay, don't worry. Finally get the phone of Simone, and I say, Simone, sorry, we don't know each other, I work with Albert Adria, blah, 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 and I explain all my situation. And finally, of course, Simone, gentle as it is, he prepares me a very special table at Artisan. We came straight, and Simone makes like a fucking party for Albert. So Albert was drunk like crazy, and it was very nice. And well, that days I start building the pop-up bar, and of course in London at that time I didn't know anybody, so no alcohol suppliers, no ice suppliers. I was completely out of my domain, because and I start texting Simone like a pain in the ass, Simone, please, I know that I'm bothering you, but please, if you are very kind to, and well, we start talking, meeting each other in different bar shows in Hong Kong, in blah blah blah,
Eh?
and finally, I decide to when I finish the concept of being in elBarri, I prepared like a draft of the idea that at that moment was Sips. That was slightly different, but was quite similar about what we have now. And I went to London 3 days to get ideas, visit bars, refresh myself a little bit after 8 years of working hard. Just myself, and I went to Simone and I said, Simone, I have this. I want to talk with you because you're a very talented professional, and probably you see gaps in this concept that I miss, and I will really appreciate your help, just giving me like a couple of tips. And I said, oh, okay. The only gap is that I want to be part of this because I think it's a very nice idea, and I love Barcelona, and I can. Barcelona from London is like 2 hours in a plane. I mean, it's not a nightmare. So why don't we make it together? It's, wow, really? And well, that was 5 years ago.
Wow. I love the story because I know it from the inside, from the other
Yeah.
part, and actually it's exactly as you said. So it's wonderful. I'm really pleased for that. So you had the idea, you proposed something, and how the idea of Sips came across, like what it was step one. Forget about the business plan, but that, like, the moment that you were there is like, we're gonna make this, like,
I think Sips was an obsession that I have for nearly the last 5, 6 years before opening. That is to do something to try to change the status quo about what is a bar.
in which sense?
In all the senses. I mean, on the concept point of view, what we try to do is two bars, two concepts in one only venue, because I think that sometimes creativity can be expressed in different ways or in different paths. Essentia and Drinker House are not the same concept, but they belong to the same creativity ownership. So the way that we create things is the same. The only thing is that we can apply it to the service in different ways. But the DNA of creativity is the same. And Drinkery House was a very easy claim to do high couture cocktails to a pret-a-porter price. So doing centrifuge, distillations, clarifications, blah, 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 all this technique, but without focusing the guest, explaining the technique that they have in front. You like the drink? It's amazing. You like it? Perfect. You want more information? Take your seat. I'm going to explain it, what is happening behind this concept. But if not, enjoy. Because sometimes in a bar, you don't know if you have a Tinder date that probably they are only having in mind to have sex at the end of the date, or you are having maybe a couple that they were together for the last 50 years and they want some information with you and interact with you in another way. But anyway, the liquid, when you go home and you go to sleep, you sleep like a baby, because what was inside the glass was the perfection or probably the maximum level that you can achieve.
So you simplify
Complicated things.
because these
Well,
days
this kind of a word in Italian, no? Sprezzatura, no? To
sprezzatura make it
make-
things look simple when they are like, but with the sense of make it easy, make it look easy,
Yeah.
effortless. I
because
see.
the effort behind this, you don't see it. Because at Sips we have now 3 salaries only prepping. We have a 45 bar seats. I mean, it's not that big. So
The ratio.
the ratio is what you see is magical, is nice, is fun, interaction, blah, blah, blah. But there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes.
You
And
brought
that's what I love.
you brought back the concept that that's how it should be, because if I look at Sips, for me it's like a theater, okay, in a way that you see only the goods.
Yeah, for sure.
It doesn't mean that the preparation is the bad, but the preparation has a lot of effort and a lot of hard work, I guess.
And I love your comment that the reason why is because we didn't build a proper bar counter at Sips, because if you see what happens in the bar station is the scenario. Lighting, the most strong light that we have at Sips is the light that we have on top of the cocktail station. Yeah. Because we need to focus the attention of the people, what is happening in the scenario. And the scenario is giving to you what you're going to enjoy. So that's the same concept. And that was built to sing. And you go to a theater, you go to a whatever, and you see the spectacle, and everybody is focusing on that. And what happens with the light? The light of the stage of the
stage
of the stage is high, and the light of the chairs is low, because you should be attending what is happening there. So exactly, it's happening the same at Sips.
It's have you seen, like, I think we clearly get the point on this, and I would like to ask, like, what's the most challenging part from the creative perspective, cioè from the creative concept to the creative execution and to the creative experience? So for me, I divided in 3 stages. Okay, I redo the question. Okay, sorry, Martin. Sorry. It's like airplane mode. It's just the antibiotics, but no. So there is one part that it really intrigues me, and is how does it work? From the creative concept to the creative execution to the creative experience, because these are the 3 stages that I think I see in Sips.
The most challenging is multiply. When you have an idea, it's easy. When you do one drink, it's easy. When you need to be consistent doing magic for 1,000 guests is where the magic happens. At that point is where there's 2 creativities. You know what? In fact, there's 2 creativities, because sometimes there's 2 words: creativity and innovation. Creativity is when somebody has a new idea in a concept or in a certain, scenario. Innovation is when somebody pays you for that idea. That's different. I can imagine a cocktail flying to the table of the guest. That's creativity. But if you make it happen in your bar and make it 1,000 times a day, that's innovation. Is where creativity lands into a real project. And that's the most complicated part of bars. When they have amazing idea, but they execute it in a wrong way. And this line, they lose the creativity. Creativity is everywhere. Because you can have the most amazing idea in a cocktail, but if you don't have the idea to multiply by 100, by 1,000, by million, you don't have this idea. It's not a real idea. It's just a concept, And that's the most challenging part of Sips. Having an idea and make it happen. The edible umbrella of a pineapple cracker with a chocolate stick.
Genius.
Make it one time is very easy. Even my mom at home can make it. Make 100 of these, summertime in Barcelona, 35 degrees outside. That's the complicated path. So, and for me, it's just an advice for the people and the bartenders that are growing now, that they need to understand that the creativity is not just a starting point. It's a trip, it's a travel. It's from the start till the end. And the most amazing challenge that you can get is make one drink, make the recipe, make it replicate by other stuff of your bar or your whatever, and then sit down as a guest and try if your idea in the table is the same idea that you invented 1 month ago. If this
works,
if
it
this
means
works,
like you nail
it means
it.
that you are on the proper path. That's it. Because creativity is not only related with art, painting, music, no?
That's the inspiration.
Imagine COVID-19 vaccine. There's somebody, by the way, it was in England, that gets a path to do something that was never did before. And we are not talking about a lacto-clarifying technique. We are talking about to invent a vaccine for a very important disease for the human being. A scientist can be creative. A math can be creative also. The problem is that we are always focusing that create is something artistic. No, it's also technique. On the technical point of view, you can be also creative to prepare a vaccine or to prepare the Fibonacci equation or whatever. And you need to understand that creativity is everywhere, even in the toilets.
I see. Yes. I couldn't agree more. I can feel you. You're not just passionate. You are obsessed in such a good way of what you are living every day, because I can perceive you actually. You're not working. You are living your lifestyle. Get me with the right words.
To be honest, and it's something that it's not easy to say, but when your way to get money to pay your things is your passion, you never come back to work.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sometimes it's tough because when you get in the business, there's a few nights that probably you cannot sleep.
But they will forge you. They will make you better.
But it gives to you something that probably a job is not gonna give you.
Exactly. And it comes to my head is like, if we will get the bar environment, and we take cocktail experience, techniques, the cocktail menu, your team, what is your favorite part of it?
Wow.
I mean, you could have it, or you don't have to have
what?
it.
You know what? I don't know if you have a little bit in mind Sips, no? But when you are coming in, you have the stairs to the toilets, right? So I used to like just stand up like 10 minutes there to having in mind to be outside of the service and watch the service as a spectator, no, as a somebody that is watching a movie. And that's probably the most magical part when I get there, just stuck into the chairs and seeing the flow, the people that is the waiters that are in the floor area, the bartenders, how they are processing every order, the smiles that you see when they have the eye contact with the bartender or with the waiter that is explaining something, the when they do they are doing the cheers or all these kind of things that are happening, that you are micro processing every table, everything that is happening, and you see, wow, we need to change this, no, this can be better, and you are like a
matrix,
seeing a radar, no? It's a radar. You're looking to the radar and see what is going on in every single moment of what you create, and you are thinking, wow, how can be better? How we can change this to get a better thing? How we can do this to be more magical? And that's the most amazing 10 minutes of the week for me.
I love that. I love the sound of it. And describing Sips for me is like it's a bar in a cocktail bar.
Mm-hmm.
It's a kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, one of the things that really get my feeling is when we go to Essentia, which is the bar right in the end of Sips.
Yep.
When you go through that how you call it? It's not a door. It's
the curtains. No?
The curtains. When I walk through, I start to feel like almost like I don't have breath. Yeah.
and but we was the propose was exactly that.
Exactly that. Tell me everything about it.
It's very easy. Drinkery House is a busy place, noisy, dark, vibing. It's something strong. And Essentia is the opposite. White, relax, a little bit more, silence. No, it's a little bit more like something a little bit too introspective. No, to be with you at the same time that you are doing an experience about liquids. The only way that you have to make this is touching the comfort area of a person. Because if you are comfortable, anything can happen. But when you feel, like
Touchy, a little bit.
and you're losing your self control of your environment, is where you can get the attention and be or can change the mindset of the guest. So when you cross the curtains, we did it in a very clear purpose to change the mindset. To be honest, a little bit struggling against something that is losing your own space.
I almost feel like I've reborn. When I go through the curtains, I feel like, I feel the sense, and I was like, wow, it never happened to me, and I wanted to mention it because I felt it.
And in fact, was a necessity, but imagine that we don't have these curtains. You enter in another room.
Yes, you will not feel the status. I see it. And where do you think the trends of the bar goes? I mean, my question is like, how do you see the bar trends in the next years?
Well, it's a complicated question. I strongly believe, Luca, that the bar will be an experience itself. And I don't want to say that Essentia is going to be the future of the bars, but I think that has something that probably can be something to consider in the future. Imagine all these speakeasy bars, no? The experience of entering from a door that doesn't look like a bar door. Now, what we did in Essentia, we don't want to call us as an speakeasy, but the door now is not a door, it's a corridor, 5 meters long with a lot of 29 curtains inside, and you need to move across, and it's not only surprising you, it's even sometimes getting you some strange feeling because you're getting an experience. And what I think is the future should is understanding that the experience is not only focusing on the liquid and the glassware. We are selling moments. We are not selling drinks anymore, because the guest what expect is the most high technique in liquids, the most amazing glassware, and something that integrates this liquid and this glassware in a concept. And I think that to understand that the bar is not only drinks anymore, it's mandatory for the future.
Oh, wow. I mean, really practical and meaningful message. In my head is coming like, you have quite a lot of members of staff at this time, and
18 to be precise.
18 kids, let's say.
18 kids, mom and dad.
I see you and Simone like two fathers for everyone. You are both great mentor in different ways, which complement, and certain parts are really like attached.
And of course, I think that if we can say that Sips is successful, is because Simone and Marc, they have like a very different profiles itself, because the creativity of Simone doesn't overlap the creativity of Marc, complements the creativity of Marc. And as a business owner, I have it very clear. I cannot make any business with somebody that is exactly the same profile as me. So Marc is short, Simone is tall. No, Simone is a little more, like
extrovert, more
and
introvert.
I'm a little bit more, the numbers guy. But my creativity is more scientific, and the creativity of Simone is artistic. and art and science complements the great idea.
It's the best match because
the
your
best match.
canvas to paint on is bigger than everybody else. And that is, I think, as you said, is one of the key of your incredible success.
Imagine the how's it called, the Batman and Spider-Man, all that they
Sure.
go together. If all they have the same superpower,
How can you fight?
that's it. So you cannot fight with 5 Spider-Mans. You need the Batman, the Superman,
It is
It
like
is
that.
like
Right?
this. So you need different superheroes.
And tell me, like, I can feel from your words, your team is really important to you, not just like as a people that are working with you, but also like as a human. When I see you around, you joking and laughing with everybody, and it's really beautiful. Like, usually there is this kind of detachment, And how do you manage on daily basis with your team, and how do you keep them inspired to keep helping, not just on the process, but on the creativity side as well?
Nelson Mandela was very well known because when they were doing a meeting, he was the last to speak. And that's the reason why he wanted that the people that was in the meeting room feels that is listened. And that happens at Sips. So ideas, concepts, and I think that every single of our employees, because to be honest, I don't like to use this kind of word, because I don't think that they are employees. They are part of the team, of our team, because we belong to the team. I think that they are free to say any crazy thing that probably can be the most successful cocktail in the future of Sips. So I strongly believe that listening, I strongly believe that having confidence with the people that you're working with makes that the round table has the sense and the path of work.
And I see as well, tell me if I'm wrong, every idea that it comes to you from your team is 18 people. Is only each of them will give you one idea every month. It's gonna be millions of ideas by the end of the year. I can see and I can feel that those ideas, they may not get used for Sips, but maybe for other type of project, and you get them involved, like with your consultancy, correct?
Or we're not talking about consultancy or external works of Sips. We are talking about that if there's something that doesn't fit on the cocktail menu of Sips, is because doesn't follow the path of the creative manifesto of Sips that we have.
Creative manifesto of Sips.
Creative manifesto. I don't think that much bars in the world can say that they have a written down creative manifesto. And it's very easy to understand that when somebody talks, I want to do this, you say, okay, let's go back to our creative manifesto. Do you think that this is this? It is? Okay, let's go for it. If not, then we can talk about why not. And it's a way and it's a choice. It's an opportunity to speak and to have a dialogue about what is Sips and what is the team and what is the creativity.
I see. And every single time you reinforce the message of the
brand.
manifesto. So the idea may not be today, not maybe tomorrow.
Don't get the frustration of the person that is creating. It's like, wow, it doesn't mean that it's not a good drink. It means that it's not under a concept that we sign that we're gonna do. Then you have a guest bartending. Take your thing. It's amazing. Make it in whatever bartender forum or whatever. It's gonna be successful, but it's not inside the concept of the menu of Sips.
I see. Clear
and
message.
It's about dialogue. It's not saying no or letting them frustration. Let them get frustration from his side. It's like, this is good. This is something that we can or need to adapt to a concept that we pre-agree before.
I see. You are an entrepreneur. You are a bartender. At least your DNA is a bartender DNA.
That's it.
You are, you're a mentor. In my head is, what it could be the best advice you would like to leave to the next generation of bartenders?
Wow, it's a complicated question. It's a complicated question. I think you should wake up every single morning with a life purpose. Hospitality is a very tough profession. You work at night. You lose the possibility sometimes to enjoy Christmas, anniversaries, vacations. You are working with when the rest of the people is having fun. If you don't really love this job, you're gonna get mad. So you need to every single day do your best to have this, feeling that you're doing something that you really love. Because if not, in 5 years, you will be one more bartender trying to pour one spirit in a glass and go frustrated. And that's the problem of our profession, that there's a lot of people that doesn't have passion. They only do this for money or for whatever situation. And to wake up every morning knowing that you're gonna do 8 hours of something that you really don't like, it's tough.
You said it all when you said I'm living a dream.
For sure, because you need to find your place. I found my place at Sips, and what I do is what I love, and sometimes probably I go to bed crying, but it's because
part of the process.
It's part of the process, and it's not easy to find your path, but when you found it, it's amazing. It's something that it really makes you happy.
What is exciting you right now? If it took more than 50 seconds.
No, it's very easy. Sometimes it's not about 15 seconds, about because I'm not a native speaker of English, so I'm trying to translate.
Just kidding. But now the 15-second thing is my takeaway.
Yeah, I know.
Now you got me.
No, I was trying to how to express, and probably I think it's gonna be something that probably tomorrow in Instagram every single bartender is gonna kill me in Instagram. But I think that I end my inspiration in gastronomy, and I'm starting now to explore other disciplines to understand how they think, to apply to my own discipline. And that's what it really give me energy, to understand how an architect thinks. For example, London, the Sharp building, no? It's an Italian architect,
Yeah.
Enzo Piano. He says that architecture, it's a funny art between an art and science. And I think that mixology is like this, no? Because sometimes we work with a look and feel, so it's art, but at the same time, we use the centrifuge or a rotovapor to prepare a liquid. So we are based in science, but we are not science. We are probably more close to art than science. And I get this when I started to read books and see other documentaries that are not from gastronomy. And I think that now is my passion to understand how other creators things, to adapt it to mixology, because I think it's the future. To go out from your discipline, learn, disconnect,
see it from the outside, understand, evaluate, and come back.
Understand, and then go back. That's the only way to do new things. If not, you're in a loop. Yeah.
You are keep doing like
you're the Red Queen theory, no?
Yes. And actually, what you are saying is really calling me to, Valentino Rossi, a motorbike rider.
Oh, I'm a big fan of Valentino Rossi.
So,
Sorry.
That's
The
really,
story.
we need to get it because we are in Barcelona and he says that. It means a lot.
Imagine when you go to see your the MotoGP 5 years ago or 10 years ago with all the supporters
with the flag of
supporters of Alex and other
Marc Marquez,
Marc Marquez and you're screaming for
Valentino.
For Valentino, die Valentino,
Bye.
and the other was like,
where is he from? It's not from Barcelona.
That's it.
But he was saying something that I really liked it, and he said like, it was a certain point of my life that I keep falling down, and my concentration, it wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
So he went out of the discipline of riding bikes, and he went to talk to the army in Italy, where actually they fly the plane, but
Mm-hmm.
really fast. And he said the way how they think, it's completely different, because when I was on the bike, I was thinking like, don't fall down. They think like we need to go straight to the point, it's the mindset.
It's the mindset.
And he did training with them for a quite good period of time to get this mindset in a moment of necessity, when he has to close the gas because you need to brake. Like, don't think like I'm gonna fall. I'm gonna think like, I'm gonna hit the curve at the apex, and what you're saying is so wise, because you realize with the time that, cocktail is not just a drink. What you're trying to create is
much more than that.
Is an experience that it goes from the moment that you are in front of that door.
Because you know why? If your drinks are only a drink, the guests are not coming back.
And I think with that,
because probably if the drink next door on the taste wise is better than yours, then you lose all your capacity.
yes,
But I'm not telling that you need to do bad drinks, but if you do amazing drinks and you do amazing environment, amazing guest relation, amazing music, amazing architecture, amazing experience, contact, blah blah blah, everything is the pack. If the bar next to you does 10% better liquid, but everything is just regular or normal, believe me, even having a 10% better drinks, guests are coming back to you.
yes.
Not there.
And also guests recognize people.
Of course.
Is how you make them feel. They will remember the vibe. They will remember slightly the flavor of the cocktail. If it's a strawberry, if it's raspberry, whatever, they will remember slightly. Oh, it was with tequila, it was nice and raspberry, but then they will feel like, but that person has been so kind with us. I want to go back for that person.
Okay.
And I think it's key. Well, for me, it's a wrap. If is there anything from your side that you would like to share, maybe any news that is coming up, this is the time to do it.
Well, not that much news, to be honest. For me, Sips, of course, is one of the projects that is, it's part of my life and it's part of my career. And very happy to probably have new kids. and that's gonna be something nice, because I think it's gonna be important for us also to. I don't think that we finished the ideas. I think that I strongly believe that we have a lot of things to tell, and we didn't say our last word.
That's it. I think it's great. Well, Marc, thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure.
And I'm really pleased that we had this chat. You've been so inspirational.
Thank you.
And so, please, guys, I'm really pleased that you join in here with Marc. It's been wonderful, really inspirational, and he gave us so much motivation that you can take it away with you. Make sure you subscribe, and I would like to thank you, our sponsor, which is Amaro Santoni, that is helping us out, and the Miiro Borneta here in Barcelona that give us this incredible space. So thank you very much, and stay tuned for the next.